Hello YouTube, this is MusicDude14Z, and I am here with my second Redstone tutorial, which is Behaviors of Redstone, as it says in the video title. Anyway, if you guys are wondering why there's a giant block of Minecraft in this world, no, I didn't use MC Edit to flatten, because that's kind of pointless for something as small as this, but there's this glitch that I found and has been mentioned a while ago, but one of the things that I posted on like Minecraft forums, if you guys follow that, is that if you make a world with world generator on default, and then you exit to menu, delete the world, and make a new world with generator superflat with the exact same name as the world, you'll spawn in the same spot with every chunk that was loaded before still there, and then all the unloaded chunks become superflat. So you kind of get like a half and half world. It's a glitch. It doesn't always work, but it does every once in a while. Let me just get rid of the rain. Anyhow, guys, so I'm gonna get to the tutorial now. I just think that's kind of weird. It happened on this world because I forgot to hit super flat, so that happened. Anyway, yeah, it has to do with the fact that Minecraft doesn't save worlds until you actually log out. It doesn't fully delete a world or anything. Okay, so we're gonna look at the behaviors of Redstone and how it reacts to certain things. When you place Redstone, you get a little dot like this. I'm sure you guys have seen that before, because I'm sure you've all placed Redstone. As you place Redstone around it, it conforms to it. For example, you get a line when you place 1, 2 on any side of it. Any side will make a line in that direction. And then when you do another one, you get a curve. If you place another one here or there, it wouldn't matter. You'd get the T, and then you get the plus. And the shape of Redstone is not affected directly by a power source, besides the fact that it treats the power source just like another piece of redstone. So it creates the line, and other than that, though, it wouldn't change the shape. So if you had a line, it kind of just stays a line. Oopsie. Broke the grass. Okay. So, you know, redstone torches will power to the right. Also, if you put the redstone on top of the torch like this, it stays at a dot because there's nothing adjacent to it to connect to. Here you have a power source, and if you place any other power source next to the block, the redstone makes a line to that power source. If I did it with a pressure plate, same thing. Stone button, which you can't place on the floor, it would do the same thing. Like if I had a block here with the stone button on it. See? And you know, if you put it at the end, it'll actually full on curve, just like it was another piece of redstone, like I was saying before. Okay, so another thing to note is redstone does have to be directly traveling into a block to power it, which I talked to you guys about a little bit in the first video, and we'll get into over here. But as you notice, when I turn on the lever, only the door that the redstone is actually running into is being powered. The rest of the doors are kind of just sitting there. Okay, and here you can see again, redstone power does indeed curve when the torch is placed like that. Alright, so let's get to the real business. So as you can see here, redstone is directly powering this block, which this door is placed on, therefore the door is open. Break the torch, door closes. Place the torch, door opens. But sometimes you want to get redstone power to go up a little bit. So you can make a staircase. Watch. If you place redstone on a block, it goes up the side of that block. I only had to place one piece, and it goes up the side. And then this piece creates the animation right here, where it goes down the side of this one. And it goes all the way up, powers this block, and turns the door on. So, that's pretty effective. Also note, guys, if you do put something to direct the redstone power away, like another piece of redstone, or a torch, which for some reason, the block doesn't update, but if I broke the redstone, it would. See, it doesn't open the door anymore. And I don't really understand that. That's just like a block update thing. It's a little slow, basically. But if I put this torch here, it does divert the power away. So if I were to get rid of both torches, place that one first, then place this one, it doesn't open anymore. And that's the problem. So if you were making a circuit that required a blink or anything, it wouldn't work anymore. And it also wouldn't close when it's supposed to. So yeah, sorry if that was confusing or anything. But yeah, so if I place anything that diverts the power away, only redstone has an update, but yeah, it'll close the door because it's not going directly into the block, so the door's not powered. Alright, let's keep moving on. So what if we wanted to make our staircase just like this one, but you know, one block shorter, but still the same idea, but we wanted to hide it, and I see this problem all the time. So I've already encased most of it in stone, so let's finish off the top. So we place the first block, and the second block, and the third block, and what? We don't have redstone power anymore. And look what happened. The side animation went away, and this acts as if it's not connected to redstone anymore. Because look, when you place a solid block on a stair step, it cuts off. This is an important piece of logic when it comes to redstone. So remember, you can never place a non-transparent block. However, here in the exact same setup, where if this was a solid block, it wouldn't work. Let me just get some glass, because it's not in my inventory anymore. Replace grass, because who needs grass? Alright, so we've got the glass, and you can see the power passes through just fine, because this doesn't affect redstone power. As you can also see, if this were a solid block, it operates just like the ones over there where, again, I'm using a fence gate here because a fence gate can float without a block underneath, where an iron door has to have the block underneath. But look, when you power the glass block, the fence gate is ineffective because transparent blocks don't receive or transmit power. Okay. There's two other kinds of glitches. One is with half slabs. Because they're not really full-on solid blocks, the redstone power, even though completely cut off, isn't actually affected. So it travels through just fine. And same thing if you place the half slab on the bottom of a brick. You guys know how to do that in the new update. If there was a brick up here like this, you could place on the, if you right click on the bottom of the brick, the half slab appears here. So then the power passes through and you can see there's actually nothing blocking it. So this one looks neater, but they both work. So that will bring us to our next point of getting power to travel up quickly. And we'll come back to half slabs in a second. So the main method of moving power up in a small confined space and quickly is a 2x2 stairway, which is pretty simple, so you guys can see, and it travels for just as long as redstone powers. We'll talk more about that in the next video, but just know it's roughly 15 blocks. I'll show you guys in the next video what that means. Anyway, so it goes up this high, and it compromises of a 2x2 space to get that power up. As you can see, a perfect little cube. Well, rectangular prism. You know, geometry, guys. Alright, so, but this is not the most efficient way, or the smallest way of moving power upwards. So we're going to move into some other things that can do this. One would be glowstone. Glowstone, similarly to half slabs, can pass power up and down at the exact same time. So this torch powers both that door and that door. And you can see when I blink the torch, both door closes, and when I place the torch, both doors open, because glowstone has this interesting property. However, note that if power is supplied to glowstone this way, it will not travel down the side of the block. I have no idea why. It appeared to be a glitch at first, but has not been fixed and does not seem to be intended to be fixed, so it seems like an intended glitch. Either it happened by accident or it was coded in on purpose, but it's here to stay, it seems. But it's a little bit less reliable. I would avoid using glowstone in case they ever do change that. Here, we have a half slab that does the exact same thing. The only difference being it has the animation on the side of the block here that one doesn't, because the glowstone cuts it off, so the computer tells it not to put it there. However, there's no animation on this side of the block because there's no full side of the block to put it. So I mean, that's almost just a preference thing, but obviously half slabs of any kind are way easier to get than glowstone. So they may be more a preferable device to use, and it works the exact same way. When I break the torch, both doors closes. Alright guys, so let's move into moving power up in a small confined space. So as you can see, if I do it with half slabs, it's very, very confined and gets to the top very quickly. And it's only 1x2 spaces. And it gets just as high as this one over here, as you can kind of see when I fly up there. It's the same height. The only difference being, the only downside to this one being is each half slab being that you can't place, that if you place a half slab on the ground, like this one that's on the bottom of a block, or the top of a block I should say it was placed on, you can't place redstone on it. So because of that, each of these half slabs have to be placed on the bottom of a brick, which means this takes a good 30 seconds to a minute to build this high. So it's not the most efficient way to build, but it's probably the most efficient way to move power up quickly. There's another more confined way in a 1x1 space, which we'll cover in the next video. It uses the gate we're going to learn in our next video. However, it's a little bit slow. There's a delay in the circuit. The other way of moving power up in a 1x2 area is using glowstone. As you can see, it works the exact same and powers the same block, except the glowstone is a little bit harder to get because you have to go to the nether and mine it and everything. It's dangerous. And so if you're working on creative, it's the same, but on survival, it's harder. And the redstone does not appear to connect as if it does here. So it's a little bit less obvious how the redstone is actually working if you were looking at the circuit. Again, note that neither of these two will send power down. If you had the power up here and the door at the bottom, it would not work. Both these methods will only send power up. This method is the only really efficient way of moving power. Hold on, let me just make it daytime, guys. Up and down, because this one's just a staircase, so it does work down. So the only other thing to note about this is the glowstone is way quicker to build, because watch if I break these 2 glowstone and then I, get some glowstone in my inventory, because I'm supposed to have that and all. If I can place it right on top of the redstone, because that takes up the whole brick, so it places it the brick higher. So this takes about 5 seconds, 10 seconds to build. You just put the redstone on top and it works. So that's not too hard at all. But this one does take a longer to build. So again, a lot of preferences in this. So I hope I can see you guys next time. The videos should be out in the next 2 or 3 days, like they all should be. And it will be about NOT gates. So a lot of you guys probably know what that is, but I'm going to teach you some cool tricks about it, some facts you may not know, and it just having a good understanding of every way the NOT gate works will make it a lot easier when we go into more complicated gates in the future, which use NOT gates. Anyway, so just remember, guys, the most important about these 2 methods is they do not send power down. All right, thanks, guys. Whoopsie, I'm signing off too quickly. This is Music Dude 14Z from the back. And my skin isn't working. That's strange. Huh. Either way, this is Music Dude 14Z, and I am signing out. See you later, guys.